Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday to you all. I hope you all are doing fabulous. So I just thought I would pop on here and just give you a little update as to where I've been and what I've been doing since I have not been posting daily or even every other day at this point. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you have been here for a while, you've been following me, you know that I have been on vacation. We've been in Florida. We were in Florida for a week. We were gone a total of 10 days to visit our daughters. Again, if you're new here, I have two grown children, both of which live in the Tampa area of Florida. I rented a house for a week in Orlando, and they met us there. My youngest is married, Tia. She's married to Matt. And then my oldest, Caitlin, lives with her boyfriend, Ryan. So the six of us, plus the spoiled dog, spent a week in Florida, and it was great. When we left Pennsylvania, there were still big snow piles. It was melted pretty much off the roads and the grass, but we still had the big piles from when they had plowed. So we got to escape the cold and the snow, and we spent a week in 85 to 90 degree weather. And this time of year in Florida, the humidity is still so low, and it was great. It was definitely a much needed week away for me, as well as my husband. I think sometimes more so for Mike, because he is the one that's working outside the home and has probably double the stress that I do, since I'm able to stay home and not have to deal with all those other influences, if you know what I mean. So anyway, since we've gotten back, I have been diligently working on me. Before we left for vacation, again, just to give you a quick update, I had recently been given a diagnosis of diabetes, although very minimal. I've spent my entire life struggling with insulin resistance, so I knew that diabetes was one of those things that was probably going to happen because my pancreas was going to wear out from the amount of insulin it had been producing my entire life. So that happened, but my levels of the HbA1c that are measured were just literally a 0.2 outside the safe range. So I have a form of diabetes that I can fix. So I started working on my diet, and I had started working on my diet even before that diagnosis. So it was kind of one of those things where I think my body was telling me, before I even had gone to the doctor, that, you know what, you're not treating me very well, you need to shape up. So I started listening to my body. I also started reading a book that I have since finished. I just finished it yesterday morning. And I have the book here in front of me. And it is, you still can't talk. I've always had that trouble. It is called Mastering Your Mean Girl, and it's not about being a mean person. That's not why I picked it up. I actually found it off of another YouTube channel that another person had recommended. And it's about how we are mean to ourselves and how to change that in yourself. So I finished that book this week, and I have since started on another book. And this was actually a book that I bought probably 2 years ago. And, well, at least a year ago. Anyway, I had started reading it, got halfway through, and then I put it down and never picked it up until yesterday. And I decided that I'm not even going to pick up from where I left off. Excuse me, I am drinking a shake, and that just made me burp. I wasn't going to pick up where I left off. I was going to start all over. So the current book that I have just now picked up again is called You, the Owner's Manual. And this is by Dr. Michael Roizen and Dr. Oz. And I'm sure you're all familiar with who Dr. Oz is. And again, basically it's just getting to know your body, all the systems in your body, how they function. It goes into anatomical detail of each area of your body so that you can understand what they're talking about. And then it tells you, as it discusses each system in the body or each area of your body, it tells you the best ways to make it younger so that you can live longer. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the first book that I was reading, as far as taking care of yourself physically. So I have been literally spending this week working on me, continuing to make significant changes in my life. And that's pretty much it. So you haven't missed anything vlogging wise. I haven't cleaned since I got home. It's okay. I mean, we weren't here for a week. It's not like it got dirty other than dust settling, obviously. So my apartment isn't crawling, but it's to the point now. We've been home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is the 4th day of being home. I really should dust and run the vacuum, if not for nothing else than just dog hair. So anyway, I'm not going to overload you with all the changes I've made. It would just be, well, I could probably sit here for 2 hours and talk to you. But I thought, well, I'm going to jump on here periodically and just go over some of the changes I have been making in my life. Results that I have seen from these changes have been multiple results. My old personality, I don't want to say my personality has changed. That's not the wordage I want to use. Can you tell I could never be a writer? I just can't think of the words. How I coped with life before making these changes was probably not much different than how everyone copes with life. You let stress get to you. That stress manifests itself into feeling bad physically, being depressed, or being angry, or being irritable, which then leads to coping by doing harmful things to yourself physically, whether it's eating bad, smoking, drinking. We let all the external influences around us cause damage to us. So since I have made these changes in how I deal with everything around me, it's making a huge difference physically. And again, I'm just trying to give an overview right now. But I can tell you just briefly that I feel better. I'm calm. Any sadness or mild depression I may have been feeling off and on. I used to deal with severe depression. When I was a teenager, I struggled with depression off and on. As I think a lot of us do going through puberty. Certain times in my adulthood, I've dealt with depression. I had been feeling it like really bad depression over the last few years. But you still have those moments where it may be more than a moment. Like you may be going through a week of just feeling like it's pointless. It's hopeless. I can't change things. I can't change myself. I give up. I just don't want to try anymore. I'm happy just being a lump on the couch, eating junk food, watching junk TV. And again, I think this is stuff that we all have gone through periodically. But since I've been really working on me, I don't feel those things anymore. It's almost like I can be bombarded with anything externally, and I've learned how to cope with it. My relationship with my husband is I mean, it's been great. We have a fabulous relationship, but since I've been taking care of myself and working on myself, it's different how Mike and I communicate. I would love to get him to read this book and work on himself physically, which he doesn't abuse himself and treat himself bad. Just the title of the book that I read alone, Mastering Your Mean Girl, turns him off. You know what I mean? He's not a girl. But it doesn't necessarily only apply to women. It was just written by a woman, and women can really benefit from it. But I've been telling him some of the things I've been doing differently and encouraging him to practice those things as well. And it's like him and I are on such, we're here. We're not here. We're here. We're here. I can't find the words. We are so synchronized with each other. It's been awesome. It's just been awesome. So again, I just wanted to jump on here to let you know where I've been, what I've been doing. I have a cooking video coming out either tonight or tomorrow morning. And because I have to wait till this evening's dinner, obviously. It's a two-parter. So still planning on pumping out the videos. It's just been a quiet week for me to do a lot of work on me. So the only thing that I want to, oh, and I took the time to finally create my vision board / inspiration board. I plan on sharing that with you as well. But I want to leave you with one quote that I got from the book that I read, which is so profound. And that quote is, I got to read it from the board here. I got to look at it again. Okay. I didn't want to mess up the words. The quote is, okay. The quote, it's on my board, which is on the floor, just how I'm reading it. Choose only love in every moment, in every circumstance. Sounds pretty vague. For example, it's kind of like when you have to make a decision on anything, whether it's huge or whether it's just tiny. You have two ways to make a decision. And I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm saying you choose to do something out of love or you choose to do something out of fear. Here's an example. It's breakfast time. You have to decide what to eat. Do you choose a healthy meal out of love or do you choose a healthy meal out of fear? If you've chose your healthy breakfast out of fear, that's going to be like, I'm choosing to eat healthy because I'm scared or afraid of what eating non-healthy is going to do to me. I'm choosing that healthy breakfast because I'm afraid of heart disease, because I'm afraid of weight gain, because I'm afraid of feeling bad physically. That's choosing the healthy breakfast, which is a good decision, but it's choosing it for the wrong reason. It's choosing it because of fear. Instead, choose that healthy breakfast out of love, because you love yourself, because you want to nourish your body, because you want to feel good. Not because you're afraid of feeling bad, but because you want to feel good. Because you know that your body needs this and you love your body enough to give it what's good for it. So that's going to be my only deep tidbit for the day, is that and that is just one example, but in every moment, in every circumstance, choose love and not fear. So I'm going to sign off for now. I will be back this evening with a cooking video, and I will hopefully get back into my regular schedule. And again, if you are new here, welcome. If you want to follow me on additional social media platforms, I am on Instagram, same title as my YouTube channel, Our Ritz Life, which if you don't know what that stands for, my last name, our last name is Ritz, like the crackers. So that's how I came up with Our Ritz Life. And then my Facebook account is Michele Cutlip, which is my maiden name, Ritz. Although I really don't do a whole lot with Facebook anymore, other than the occasional picture. I'm really not on much. But still, feel free to send me a friend request, and I look forward to hopefully chatting with you guys. And please feel free to give me comments, give me thumbs up and not thumbs down, because there's no need for you to thumbs down a video where someone is literally placing herself out here and being vulnerable and tell you she's working on herself. I know how some of you mean people can be. You mean people, you mean people need to stop. I see so many of my other YouTube friends just getting attacked, and it is horrible. Again, why do we gotta be mean to each other? Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm gonna be quiet now. So again, thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye.